know, and I'm not making excuses. What I've done was wrong. You know, I traumatized people. I don't say sorry to people. I'll tell you why. Because sorry is an action, right? Sorry is a word. You know, remorse is an action. And I think these days my behavior is reflective of a remorseful man. I don't need to say sorry to people. I get, especially on TikTok, you get these people that make up bullshit stories and they go, I was in the bank you robbed and I need an apology. No, you weren't. Don't lie. Don't lie. And I'm not giving you an apology. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I had a guy recently and contact me and and he said he was in a band. And I go, yeah, of course you are, mate. You're about the 1,001th person that have just told me that. He goes, no. And he sent me through the ID of the bank he worked in. And I went, okay. I said, so what do we do? And he expressed that. He goes, mate, you know, because in that bank in particular, I had a high vis like jacket and that on. He goes, every time I see a high vis jacket, and he told me, he goes, so on, you know, the 30th of January 2014, he goes, it was the best day of my life because I knew I was safe. And I went, yes, right. And I said, I don't know what to say to you. I said, but if you followed my journey, he goes, I've been following your journey since you got out of jail. And he goes, I'm here to tell you, I'm really proud of you. And he goes, I'm really relieved that you took you know, you recognize the error of your ways. And he goes, and I really, and I forgive you. And I said, well, you know, I appreciate that. And him and I talk regularly. We're actually going to actually train together this Saturday at the gym because he goes to my gym. So it's interesting that someone like that can recognize the work I've done. And, you know, because that's all that matters. These other, I tell people, I don't know you want to college. I've done 23 years ago.
It's a bit funny. Like, I reckon people will just comment, you know, anyone do anything to get a few hits on their
Yeah.
social media page. I think I saw there was this girl there's this girl in the Gold Coast who she like quit her marketing job to start
Yeah.
OnlyFans page, and she
I
said
know.
like the
Yeah.
most
Darren.
highly sexually active girl in Australia. And
Yeah. Yeah.
there was this TikTok that came up the other day, and there was a comment that said, I was number 296. It was like throwing a hot dog down a hallway or something.
Yeah. I know her. I met her I was living in the same building as her. And, I met her in a sauna. And we're actually, that's that. People gotta, I don't know. The hater culture is fascinating for me.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah.
Because if someone's calling me a dickhead, they're looking in the mirror and seeing a dickhead, right? That's what they're seeing. So it feels so bad that they feel that they spew that venom out, that they think they're purging it and someone else is going to carry it for them. And it
Yeah.
doesn't work that way because they look in the mirror the next day and they see an even bigger dickhead because there's a slight bit of guilt from they realize that they're a hater. But I always say to them, people, like the beauty about TikTok, you do a video response, and I just select a few now and then when the time. I don't do it all the time, but because you do it, you just get flooded with people like comments like that,
Yeah.
and I get a bit of clout out of it. So I'm aware of that. So sometimes I'll respond. I say, "Hey, mate, I understand you're in a world of fucking pain. Oh, I get it because I was in a world of pain. I've done things a bit different than you. I just rob banks and stuff like that and use drugs." I said, "But you're trying to find validation and healing in being a hater." And I said, unfortunately, it ain't because you're just going to keep feeling bad. I said, but, if you need a hug, you see me on the street, give you a hug. I said, and the second prize is black eyes, I'll give you two of them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's not necessarily I'd give someone black eyes, but I understand that. I just understand. I do have empathy for them.
Yeah.
I
think
don't take offense to
yeah.
it.
You've kind of like, it's almost hard. I think it's harder for someone like yourself because where you've come from, you know, Mount Druitt and, you know, going to prison and spending all those years in jail and the people you've met along the way, and to be doing what you're doing now in any circumstance like that, there's people you're going to leave behind and they're probably downtrodden and
Mm.
upset that you're doing what you're doing and you're prospering, you know, and you've changed your life and you're very positive. So, yeah, I think like anyone we've had on this podcast who's done something great with their life and they've found that fulfillment, there's always that crowd of haters and
Of
negative
course.
people. Yeah, yeah,
It is important. It's important, because I love authenticity and vulnerable. Authenticity creates vulnerability, right? When you're being real, you got to be vulnerable.
yeah,
That's what we are,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
human when you're being vulnerable, and I love that combination of authenticity, vulnerability. I just love it. You can't hurt me with words. And
Yeah, I think gone are the days of Instagram where people would just post photos and that. Now it's all videos. People want to know who you are. They want to know who the real Russell Manser is, and that's what I think
yeah,
you're doing, mate. Really well. Yeah,
thank you, thank you. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I live my life as an imposter, smothering myself with drugs, and the most comfortable I've ever been in my life has been me,
yeah,
being authentic, being real, being vulnerable. I love vulnerability. I think it's fucking just it's such a beautiful thing. I love sitting around my mates and hearing them being real. You know, I love that. I just think it's a beautiful thing. For me, vulnerability is comfortable where it used to be really an uncomfortable place. It's
yeah,
where I feel my authentic best. I just go, fuck, I'm being so real here.
yeah,
And having an awareness of it, you know, and sometimes, you know, just jumping back, and I say to people, I get a lot of compliments, and my standard answer is by video message. I said, hey, thank you for investing in my self-belief, my self-worth, you know, because the more compliments I get, the more self-worth I have. And you've just invested in my self-worth. So I thank you very much for being an investor in mine. And, and I just want to let you know that you're a beautiful person for I don't have the words of being vulnerable or strong enough to express that feeling, because it takes a bit of strength to do that, to express to another man or woman what you really think about them and you admire them. Because it's not, people don't give compliments easy. People have got to step out sometimes to do that. And I admire that strength in that.